Hey guys, Chef JoJo here with ECO bringing you another episode of Shift Drink. And tonight we're going to talk about that huge topic, chef life versus real life. Our family life or love life, whatever that thing is that pulls you out of the kitchen, your restaurant or hotel or your job of being a chef all the time. And as always, we're going to have this discussion over a drink. What a topic, right? Chef life versus real life and how you balance it. Is it possible? I don't know. I know that we all hashtag chef life, hashtag kitchen life, hashtag real life, family life, love life, you name it, we're hashtagging it. And we're all out there telling everybody how legit we are and how we have it all handled. But at the same time, I read your comments and I see that we all complain that we work too much and we sacrifice too much and we do too much to be a chef. So how do you balance it? That's a great question. That's why we're talking about it. I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you that it's something that I have struggled with. It's something that I am just now trying to say, okay, enough is enough. I'm the executive chef at the Honda Center, the home of the Anaheim Ducks. Now, I don't know if you guys know that, but I guess you do now. We're going into round 2 for the playoffs, hence the scraggly beard. That's my playoff beard. Hopefully you'll get to see this thing grow in even worse in the next couple of weeks. But, I'm in the sports and entertainment side, so my events are a little bit bigger and a little bit different. It's an exciting place to work. Before that, I was the executive chef of Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And I know that in the beginning of my career as a line cook, trying to figure out how to work on a line, to work a station, if I could just get the grill, if I could just be a sous chef, and then, next thing I know is like, oh, if I could just figure out how to do the Kentucky Derby. I mean, sometimes I would leave work, come home, put the kids to bed, and then go back to work on planning the next big event. So I've always been super ultra dedicated to it. But it's been a long time since we've posted a shift drink here recently, right? 3-4 weeks easily. And if you get a chance, you can always subscribe. Hit subscribe below. I know I got to plug us early in the clip, but I did have to take a break, and I needed to say, okay, what are we doing? I'm married. My wife and I have been together like 17 years. We've got 4 kids, a little girl to a boy from 7 to 16. We're in gymnastics, scouts, Girl Scouts, you name it, cross country, track and field. We have talent shows. We always have something that we have to be going to. And there's always a parent-teacher conference, or there's, date night. There's something that is outside of what being a chef is. And I think for me, that has always been the biggest struggle. I'm really great at being the chef, but being the dad, the husband, the friend, and all those other things that come along with it. The guy that pays the bills and remembers that it's your birthday and that, oh, hey, that's hard for me. I'm really good at the guy in the white coat that worries about plates going out on time and all that. But the balance has always been difficult. So here recently, in the past few years, I've really tried to make a statement and say, okay, this is what I'm working on. I'm going to work on this balance. I'm going to start hitting the practices. I'm going to start being there for things, because before you know it, it's all said and done. It's all over. So not to get too Debbie Downer on you, but you only have this short amount of time. And I know that there's people out there that live to work and there's people out there that work to live. So I'm just trying to find my balance. And, my health was really starting to wane here in the past couple of years, and I decided here recently that I was going to turn that around. So for me, I'm kind of proud about that. I started running almost every other day for several weeks in a row, and I'm not going to stop. I made it a non-negotiable. I sat down and wrote a list out of everything that was important to me and that I wanted to make happen. And that's how I started to find some balance. But, balance is hard. I mean, between the Honda Center, the kids' schedule, and don't forget ECO, Extreme Culinary Outfitters, we're dropping new products, we're shipping out products, we're filming shift drinks, and, and we have to film that around the kids' schedule. Like, they're all asleep now finally, so I can come into my studio, or, garage, and shoot this, And if you do hear a car driving by, you might. It just happens. But this is kind of who I am, what I do. And I don't want to come off as this guy that's got it all together. I don't. I just am extremely committed to making sure that we as chefs have a brand that we can identify with. And me as a chef, I'm a good leader, I'm a good partner in my business, and I'm making sure that the people that work for me are always getting better than they were yesterday. And I'm trying to live that way as well. So if I can kind of just do that, then I think balance will find itself. I think that for me, as now that I'm 42 and trying to get myself in shape, or get myself in, and not just in shape, but in balance. I think that's been the toughest thing I struggled. When I was in my 20s, I was in great shape, but I didn't do anything but, work out. And then in my 30s, all I did was work. Not out, but work at the restaurant, work at the hotel, then work in arenas. So now, 42 with 4 kids and a booming clothing line, if you will, and a really important job, it's tough to find the balance. And, maybe you guys will have some suggestions for me. The best thing I can say is make things non-negotiable that are important to you, like time with my wife, time with my kids. All of that is super, super important to me. So I'm trying to make sure that that's what happens. And, I think that no matter how hard you work, if you really love it, because I think we're torn, right? You're torn at being a chef, and you're torn at being good at the other stuff. But do you really if you typically find yourself more at home or more at peace when you're working in the kitchen. So there's always that struggle. A friend of mine, she posted an article a few years ago that said on Facebook, it was like, the work-life balance for chefs is a myth. Well, it could be, but I think you have to determine what's important to you. We just recently had a guy post on some stream that we had, and I don't know where it is, but he works out every day, preps his own meals, and spends time with his family, plus works 60 hours a week as a chef. So, God bless, brother. Keep it up. Keep going. My point of view is that moving forward, you're going to see a lot more from me. You're going to see a little bit more of the personal side, I want you guys to know that, yeah, I am the chef at the Honda Center, and I do a really good job of keeping the two things separate. ECO is over here, Honda Center over here. But now that we're going into the playoffs, are you going to see me filming at the Honda Center? No. But I want to post to you guys in the morning or post in the evening. We got Instagram Live and Facebook Live. We've decided to change what ECO is going to be. And we're still going to bring you some kick-ass shirts and kick-ass designs that all people should love. But we're going to change our dynamic too. I really want to reach out in some different ways. That's why Shift Drink's here. That's why you're going to see a lot more of me. That's what I'm shooting for, and I hope to see you there. And that's what kind of leads me into the cookbook review. What's really cool about this particular book is that it was given to me by an old employee who no longer works for me. He went and got another job, which congratulations on that, brother. Good looking out. But it's the cookbook. China, the cookbook is the title. And his family, he's from Vietnam, his family's from Vietnam. And he's like, Chef, this is the most legit cookbook I found. And I'm sure there's more out there, but I really liked this one a lot. And I thought I'd talk about it because the whole point of this Shift Drink is the fact that finding balance. And a word from the author is it talks about authentic Chinese food and how easy it is to find it. But the typical thing is that you share, whether at home or in a restaurant, you share dishes, and it's typical for you to have a dish for every person that's at the table. So it's not only about the food that you make, it's about the food that about the people that you share your food with. So I thought, man, how fitting. Try to take some time and make sure that you're not just making food for others, but you're sharing it with others. As always, I'm Chef JoJo with ECO. You can always follow us on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe for us on YouTube. Hit the little bell so you get a notification the next time we post. And as always, cheers.